Hey Winnicott, Seth here.
And Haley. I can't believe school's almost over.
Yeah, I'm gonna miss this place. These walls and this broken chair.
You broke that chair. Did you have a good time at prom a few weeks ago?
Yeah, I'd say I did. I wish the DJ played my requested songs though. Why do you ask?
Well, Maddie and Dylan have a piece on junior prom. Let's check it out.
On Saturday, May 20th, the Winnicott junior class attended their annual junior prom. Over 275 juniors attended this event. We asked them the week before to hear their thoughts on prom and some other questions.
I'm most excited for just putting on the dress and being really pretty, and I've been waiting for this for a while, so I'm really excited.
I'm most excited to go hang out and have a great time with my friends.
Most excited for Grand March.
I probably spent around probably $400.
Jeez, I've spent around $300.
An amount I probably don't want to add up all together. I'm going to estimate probably, actually I couldn't even estimate.
The 2023 junior prom was held at Jimmy's Jazz Club in downtown Portsmouth. Before students went to the main event, they arrived at the school for the Grand March. Many students were looking forward to marching outside in front of their friends and family, but unfortunately due to the bad weather, students were able to walk in the gym. Students throughout the night enjoyed great food provided by Jimmy's, dancing, and spending a great night with their beloved friends and classmates. Students say that the night was overall really fun and they had a great time, but some say they might change some things.
Alright, well, I think prom was great. The food was definitely good. Shout out Mrs. Miso. I think you did a very, very good job.
So, prom was really fun. I enjoyed the night. Food was good. Environment was good. The only thing I would say is that the DJ was a little iffy. You know, some of the songs, like Who Let the Dogs Out, I don't know why I played that one, but you know, we can't all be winners.
I was very impressed with the food at prom. Jimmy Jazz Club was a pretty cool place. It was nice and fancy. It really went all out. I don't know, I think the aux could be a little bit better.
Prom was a successful night. Overall, it was really, really good. I had a blast and just enjoyed.
Prom was really good, and I really enjoyed it.
I really enjoyed prom night. I think the music is great. I was on the dance floor the whole time, so was everyone else.
Yeah, my favorite part of prom was personally the food. It was very good and made the night so much better.
I don't think I'd change anything.
We needed more of those fried dough bites.
I wouldn't change anything. I had a great night.
This is Maddie and Dylan signing off. See you next time.
You know, prom dresses are like an art form.
You know what else is an art form?
What?
The segue to the art show story that Molly did.
The art department recently held its annual art show where everyone's projects from the year are put on display. The show was held on Thursday, May 18th and was open to any visitors. Works from every art class were in the lobby, but the main focus was the AP art projects. Students take a few weeks for an investigation at the beginning of the year to work out their themes, which typically focus on personal interests.
So my theme is on the 1950s and kind of all the issues that come along with it and just like the theme of the era. I kind of just started researching like issues about the 1950s and just tried to come up with picked a topic and then tried to come up with ideas around that topic and then finally did my piece. Probably this one, just the amount of detail in it. It's a lot, but yeah.
My theme is an exploration of how to use advertising as a way to convey the ways that women face misogyny in different aspects of society. I picked this theme specifically because I was really curious in how advertising could be used as a medium. I don't really see it a lot treated seriously, like a lot of the time like that it's viewed as corporate and soulless, but I kind of wanted to see like the power of advertising and what it could do, and also because I'm not very interested in traditional art. I got a lot of inspiration from one of my favorite YouTubers who pays a lot of attention to how fashion and different products such as like makeup, shoes, different clothing silhouettes, and how those were used like politically through history and sort of the power of that. So that was one of my inspirations. My favorite piece is my number 6. It is the first of like a mini series of political cartoons, and it is this black and white piece, and it is about vanity sizing, which is an advertising construct where clothes that are still big but they are labeled just continuously smaller and smaller sizes under the idea that women are more likely to to buy a labeled smaller size just because, they feel skinny.
So my overall theme is environmental science based because that's what I want to go to college for. It's based off of endangered animals. So all the animals on here are endangered in some way. Like this one is actually extinct in the wild and it only exists in zoos now. So my whole purpose wasn't like doom and gloom, like these animals are going extinct, like that kind of thing. Like I got a couple questions like, oh, if they're endangered, you should have like poachers in the background to like show they're endangered. But that's not really the feel I was going for. I was going for more like, this is the biodiversity that Earth has and this is what we want to keep. I wanted it to be like colorful and hopeful, and I wanted people to look at it and like feel happier when they look at it. My absolute favorite, it's hard to choose between this one and this one, but I think it's really got to be this one just because I just love how whimsical it is.
Mr. Coombs, who's been teaching for 25 years, says that the schedule for AP Art students is very rushed.
They have to have 15 pieces done by the time we get to April vacation. That's thing number one. Thing number two is to put a lot of thought into their investigation and make sure it is something important to them and maybe a little bit personal, or at least something that's going to keep them interested for the course of a year. Because one of the problems that a lot of kids have is they'll get to January, February, and they're out of ideas.
Congratulations to anyone with pieces in the show. This is Molly Frost for WHTV.
Wow, those were so good. We have some great artists here at Winnacunnet, and some are even going to art school next year with their talents.
With their skills, I feel like I can see their minds on their canvases.
You know what's been on my mind lately? Summer.
Tell me about it. What are your plans?
Well, I'm going to be working a lot, but it'll get me out of the house more. I love going to the beach, too, so I hope to pop over there.
The beach?
Yeah, who doesn't love the beach?
What's good, Winnacunnet? It's Seth. Finally, we're entering the summer season, and most of us will be heading towards the beach during this time of year. You may be unsure of what to do or where to go, but don't worry. Me and my trusted colleague, Zane, are here to check what isn't and is worth your time here at the beach.
At number 4, we went to Bucks Lagoon Mini Golf down at the start of the strip. There, we put our golfing skills to the test.
Alright, so we just pulled up to Bucks, and honestly it was a great experience because, they let us in for free and everything. It was a fun little golf experience. They don't have a lot of space. The holes were a little bit lackluster, but, honestly, besides that, it was a great experience. I'm going to give it like 4.5 out of 5 stars.
As Zane previously stated, they let us in for free. They saw us doing a school assignment, and so they thought that was cool. Just for that, I got to give them 5 out of 5 stars.
At number 3, we got some fried dough at Blink's Fried Dough further down the strip.
Alright, so we just pulled up to Blink's Fried Dough. It was cool. I got a frozen lemonade. The guy was really nice there, and lemonade is my drink, so I'm happy that they have it. Yeah, 5 stars. I could definitely give it 5 stars.
I've been going there since I was a kid. The food was a little pricey, but it's the beach, so you've got to come to expect that. The fried dough is great, so I'm going to give it a 4.5 out of 5.
At number 2, we stopped at Tripoli's in Seabrook for some pizza.
Zane didn't eat the pizza, so I was the only one who ate the pizza here at Tripoli's, but, like everything else here, it's a classic. I've never had Christie's, I've never had any of the other beach pizza, but, I'll always stand by Tripoli's. It's definitely an S-tier pizza.
And at the number 1 spot, we pulled up to the Playland Arcade and put up some shots at the basketball hoop.
Wonder.
At the arcade, I kept breaking it, and I hate to break, but, you know, I made it at the end, and that's all that counts, you know. Overall, the arcade was a good experience. I got the high score in Miss Pac-Man. Arcade, 5 stars, definitely. It's classic.
I bricked even more than Zane, but, you know, I did hit some shots. I don't think I actually hit any shots, but I had a good time. So I'm going to go above and beyond. I'm going to give it 6 out of 5. I'm going to give it 11 out of 10. So please do go there.
Now I feel like I'm properly prepared.
Oh, you know what else likely took a lot of preparing? The paper or plastic play.
Nice transition.
On June 2nd, the Intro to Theater class put on a one-act play titled Paper or Plastic. Senior Juliana Falzerano solo directed the show, using the skills she obtained from student directing Little Shop of Horrors earlier this year. The show was a comedy, following a teenager named Sarah with her first job at a grocery store. It's a wacky experience for her, with a lot of crazy customers and coworkers she encounters. The Intro to Theater class invited multiple Block 2 classes to watch, and everyone enjoyed the performance. Congratulations to Juliana and the rest of the theater class.
I heard about that. It was really cool to see the students prepare for that event.
Hey, weren't you just recently working on the coffee house story?
Oh yeah, Colin and I just finished working on it.
Let's see it.
The Coffee House is an annual event which the Triumph Music Honor Society puts on every year. The Coffee House is an event which students can participate in and show off their talent from singing, playing an instrument, poetry, and so much more.
Maybe it's the way you say my name.
You searching for an urchin who can give you ideals?
You disgust me.
Ha, so you disgust me. I'm a trust fund, baby. You can trust me.
I've been reading Common Sense by Thomas Paine.
The show was ran by the Triumph Board, which includes Allie Hoffmeyer, Andy Georges, Galby Costello, and Liam Donovan. The rest of the Triumph members help provide food, coffee, and set up the dining hall for an exciting night. Students explain on how they came prepared for this event. Andy Georges talks about what it was like preparing for the event.
The planning is just figuring out the concessions and how to make the event fun for the audience, and most of it just kind of comes together naturally with the acts that are happening. And so, you know, the Triumph Board, we just kind of had people sign up to volunteer to bring in things, and then after school, the 4 of us who were on the board, we got together and wrote the script, and that was that. Everything else just kind of fell into place.
Was spectacular, ranging from singing songs from musicals to playing songs that the students in the show created themselves. Kat Pereira talks about how the show came together in some of the best performances.
We won with Jackson, Max, and Gavin and Liam. That was definitely my favorite because Jackson was singing, and I love when Jackson sings. Love you, Jackson. And then also Marius and his brother. I did not know Marius could sing, and so it was just like, wow. And so hearing Marius sing for the first time, I was just like, okay.
And the community members alike had a fun-filled night. This is an anticipated event for a lot of students wait for, and you could say this is the seniors' last big performance, so you could say it was bittersweet. This is WHTV, this is Haley Lewis, and Colin Daly, signing off.
That looked really cool. Must have been fun to plan.
You know, the Animal Action fundraiser also must have been fun to plan.
Molly did a story on that, too.
Winnett-Kennett's Animal Action Club recently held one of the more entertaining fundraisers that the school has had. It was held on Friday, May 26th, during all lunches. The main attraction was the Dunk Tank, which was a contraption with a chair and a bucket for water. 6 people volunteered to be dunked: Mr. Francor, Mr. O'Brien, Mr. Edgar, Mr. Goldstein, and even Mr. McGowan. Several people volunteered on the spot, including Mr. Yaten, Mr. Michaud, Senor Cross, Officer DeLuca, Mr. Stevens, and Miss Schweitzer. Volunteers had some interesting outfits, such as this eagle mask, Mr. Yaten's water shoes, whatever Mr. McGowan was wearing, and Mr. Phillips' umbrella hat. Mr. Edgar, one of the original volunteers, says that several people in his advisory founded the club, so he couldn't say no.
It's a lot more water than you think. It looks like just a small bucket, but a bucket over the head, it's a lot. I'm completely soaked down to the bone. Although my hair's dry. I don't know, that just worked out. Oh yeah, I would definitely do it again. I would encourage all teachers. I'd really like to see Mr. Keene do this actually next year. I think he would love this. Animal Action Club, I think, has set the bar really high. So good for them, good for you guys for doing this, creating your own club and doing good work. So yeah, good for you guys.
Leah Gasparoni, the club's secretary, says that the dunk tank idea started as a joke.
My favorite part of being in Animal Action is when we get to do fun events like this, where I would say our fundraisers are usually some of the more wild of most clubs. Goals for this fundraiser? My goal is just to dunk Mr. Edgar as many times as possible, man, honestly. I'm pretty sure it started as I made a joke about a dunk tank and Miss Johnson thought I was serious, and then the next thing I knew, she had bought the splash tower. So it was always kind of an idea, but we never really intended for it to really happen. I'm glad it did, though.
Nicole Sharapera says that the club's goals are to make as much money as possible and to make school fundraisers more fun.
I joined Animal Action because I thought it would be fun to join a club with my friends, and I ended up really liking the way that we run things, and we really have a great cause. We work for a lot of different groups and a lot of different animal shelters, and we raise a lot of money every year with fun fundraisers like the Splash Town or bake sales.
All in all, the fundraiser made nearly $600, which will be going to nearby animal shelters. The money raised by the club usually goes to the NHSBCA or Hearts United for Animals. Kudos to the Animal Action Club for your hard work. This is Molly Frost for WHTV.
Looked like it was a lot of fun. I wish McGowan didn't wear a wetsuit, though.
Hey, we gotta see teachers get dunked with water. Sadly, we don't see that often.
That's true. Anything else going on around the town?
Yeah, actually. A street near Winnacunnet was recently named after Desiree Loy, a 1977 graduate of Winnacunnet High School who lost her life in a training accident in 1985 when she was training with the New Hampshire Air National Guard in California. After graduating high school, Loy joined the Air National Guard, becoming part of a squadron that refueled planes midair from a big refueling plane. During a training exercise over Beale Air Force Base in California, the plane she was in crashed after the two engines stopped working. Hampton has a long history of naming streets after those who died in service of our country, and retired Hampton teacher Sheila Nudd pushed to make sure Desiree Loy was honored. The street named Loy Drive was finally dedicated in a ceremony last week. The new street is located near the school campus off Winnacunnet Road.
That's nice of the town to do that sort of thing.
I agree.
Hey, I heard Matt talking about the shared studios thing lately. Do you know anything about that?
Not really, but he just did a story on it.
Let's see what's up.
A few weeks ago in the library, Shared Studios brought a portal for freshmen to use to talk to people from all over the world. A portal is an inflatable tunnel with a big screen at the end of it, allowing students to speak to people from other countries across the entire world. This has been done here at Winnacunnet for a while.
So Shared Studios has been around more than 10 years, and we've been having it at Winnacunnet for more than 6 years now.
This event is also met with some anticipation from students.
Yeah, I was excited to do this because my sister was telling me about it because she got to talk to people from Iraq a couple of years ago, and she had a lot of fun.
I heard about it like a few weeks before, and then I was told that I was going to be able to be in it, and then other people were going to be there, but then they ended up not showing. It was very sad.
You know, I was looking forward to it. I wasn't like sure what to expect because I had never done this before. I'm a freshman, so like I really didn't know. But I think it was really fun, and it was just really cool. It was a fun experience that hopefully I'll get to do again soon.
These people were from a wide range of countries, including Palestine, Rwanda, South Africa, Iraq, and Mexico. They ran throughout the school day, and many different classes were involved, ranging from history classes to English classes.
There were two teachers, myself, and an English teacher who wanted really specific connections this time, so I worked with Shared Studios to set those up, and then they picked the topics for the other 2 locations that we had this week.
The teachers of whatever classes that went there were the ones who chose whether they were going or not.
So if teachers want to request climate activists, fashion experts, a specific language practice, those are conversations that we can have to set up for next year.
The goal was for students to learn about these countries and whatever issues that the people from the country have or wish to talk about with the students. Students said that they enjoyed the experience overall and would do something like this again.
Yes, definitely, and I think I would recommend, if other schools don't do this, I would definitely recommend them to do it. It was so much fun and a really good learning experience.
I would. I think that since mine was like the last appointment of the day, I didn't get to talk to them for long enough, but you know, I'd really like to have a longer conversation with them.
Next year, the portal will become much more accessible, allowing this to happen more in the future, and for anyone who wants to sign up.
The kit that's behind us now is actually going to live at Winnacunnet, so we'll be able to use it a lot more next year, and Mr. McGowan, all the administrative team and the SAU team have shown a lot of support for this, so it'll definitely be back for multiple connections next year.
For WHTV, this is Matthew Silvestri.
That seems so interesting. It's awesome we got a chance to do that.
Facts.
Well, this is our last episode of the school year, Winnacunnet.
And congrats to the class of 2023.
Don't forget to tune into graduation tonight at 6. We'll be streaming it on the WHTV channel, so if you can't attend in person, you can watch right from your home.
Have a great summer, everyone, and we'll see you next year.
Yay! We're done!
I'm getting out. Chill.
Yay!
Chill.
We did it! Proud of you guys. This says 21 on it. This isn't even the right year.